Yo, it's Zero, and this is a what if many of you were waiting on, a part 2 on what if Nezuko was a slayer. I hope you all are having a great day and that you enjoy this video. In the last part, Muzan sent 2 demons out to kill the Kamado siblings, and that battle will continue in this part as well. One thing I did notice in the last part is that I didn't give a deep explanation of how Nezuko was able to freeze her opponents within the demons that she fought. But in my versions of Demon Slayers and the what ifs that I do, the Demon Slayers can actually use the elements of their breathing techniques. And make sure to like the video to show me you guys want another part. So without any more wait at all, let's get started.
Let's get it. I'm a trapping fanatic, that shit automatic, so I cannot turn it on or off. Bitches all on my dick, then she hop on my dick. I'm like, why you keep hopping on and off? Yo, bitch all on my dick, she be doing the most. I tell her, little bitch, she so extra. And my gun up on me, but not run up on me. Niggas, they wanna fight, they some wrestlers. And you know 30K got the mop. Sacked up, yeah, I got them knots. Act up, get your body in a box. Told the demon, you know how I rock.
Nezuko runs towards Susumaru, who throws a ball at the Demon Slayer. Nezuko blocks and sends it back, shocking Susumaru and making her more excited to fight her. After this, Susumaru is forced to dodge the white blade over and over as she's being pushed back. While this was going on, Tanjiro was dodging the arrows of Yahaba, trying to figure out how to counter and defeat the demon. One of the arrows then came at Tanjiro, but he was able to jump over it, as then he uses one of the water-breathing techniques to slice across the chest of Yahaba, drawing blood and actually surprising the demon, making him a little nervous. However, he had a mission to do and he could not fail, as Muzan was definitely counting on him. So he continued to pursue Tanjiro. Over with Nezuko, she was dodging Susumaru's kicks and her balls, paws, over and over again. It got to the point where Susumaru threw multiple at one time in hopes to hit Nezuko, or at least graze her. Gracefully, she dodged each one of them as she got as close as possible to Susumaru. Frost breathing, second form, Yuki barrage. Nezuko swings her blade in rapid succession, using it to cut off all the arms of Susumaru as she tried to regenerate and realized that the ice was stopping her cells from reforming. Damn it all. The demon girl turns her head to see Nezuko once again. Frost breathing, second form, Kori slash. Frost breathing, first form, Kori slash. Using this, she was able to cut off the head of the demon, and back with Tanjiro, he will be able to win the fight the same way he did before, this time with more ease, as his scar was actually starting to grow, and now it was sporting a slayer mark upon his forehead. After this, they part ways with Lady Tamayo, which leads them to another mission where they must help another slayer. Walking through a pathway, kind of a field that was used for farming, they would find Zenitsu Agatsuma laying on the ground and crying, and he looked to be beat up. Nezuko is the first to run to his aid as she looks at his bruised face and asks him what happened. Zenitsu would only pass out from a pretty girl actually being so close to him and being nice. Tanjiro walks over and then puts the unconscious slayer on his back as they would go up the mountain and reach a strange house that smelled of a demon. Nezuko finds 2 small children and they explain how their brother was taken into the house by the same demon that resides within it. The 2 siblings leave Zenitsu with them while they go into the strange house. Everything seems fine until they hear a faint drum in the background and they're spun into another room. After regaining their footing, they would see a demon. This demon was large, but it definitely wasn't the one they were looking for, as there was no drum in sight. The 2 prepare to rush the demon, but hear a human-like noise coming from another room. Suddenly, a person with a boar head jumps through and slices off the head of this demon, and then this same person would bounce off the wall, jumping into another room. The siblings decide to split up as they don't know what to do about that person, but they figured it's easier to find the demon. Here, not much would change, as Tanjiro would still be the one to find the demon and kill it, while Nezuko found random demons and got rid of them until she would also find the kid's elder brother. Once they exit the building, they see an awakened Zenitsu talking to the kids. The yellow-haired teen gets a scared expression while pointing behind the siblings. Nezuko turns first to dodge the punch of Inosuke. "You're quick, and you need to pay more attention." Inosuke is then hit on his head by Tanjiro, stopping him from attacking them. And since Nezuko wasn't a demon and didn't smell like one, this was easy. They are then taken to an old woman's house where the four would get to know each other. Their next mission will be one on a mountain with spiders. Many slayers were already sent on this mission but haven't come back yet. However, much faith was put into this group of four that each had immense potential to become great. When they reach the base of the mountain, Tanjiro finds a slayer that was laying on the ground. "Hey, are you okay?" Before the slayer could even speak, a web pulled him back up into the mountain as Zenitsu would protest that they shouldn't go in, but the group had already made their decision. The only reason that he agreed to go was due to Nezuko herself asking him. They go into the mountain and see slayers hung up in webs, hung up high into the air by the webs. Inosuke uses a technique to find the spider mom and gives the directions to Nezuko and Zenitsu. As the woman was trying to find the slayers, each of them appeared, and Nezuko would shout out, "Frost breathing, fourth form, frostbite." A downward slash then cuts off the head of the woman, and it gives her the peace and rest that she so longed for. Zenitsu was surprised by her strength, but he kept that to himself. We go over to Tanjiro and Inosuke, who would encounter the spider dad. His physical strength was much more than they anticipated, and it was much more than theirs, so he was able to overpower them with each attack. It was good though that he was slow, or else they might have died here. Inosuke was going head to head with the demon, and as Tanjiro tried to run in and help, he was flung away from the battle and back into the forest. As he would land, he would hit Nezuko, who was running around. "Hey sis, did you just come from the... Never mind. Let's find the main demon and end this already." The two would find Rui and his sister, as Rui would get jealous that he doesn't have the same bond as they do, which causes him to blame his sister and lash out at her, attacking her. This was good for the Kamado siblings because now they only have one opponent to focus on. Even with this, it would still be a hard-fought battle, as Rui would then send out strings that catch the two off guard because of their speed, and Tanjiro is almost hit, if not for his sister blocking for him. Pay attention. Nezuko runs forward while Tanjiro is right behind her. Rui believes that the girl will attack first, so he gets ready to block, but she jumps over him. What? Rui then notices that one of his arms were cut off by Tanjiro. Enough! He regrows it and sends out so many strings that Tanjiro and Nezuko take lots of damage and are cut in multiple places in their body. Nezuko is forced to watch as Rui would get closer and closer to Tanjiro, who was very injured and bleeding out. With all the strength left in her body, she gets up and begins running back at Rui, as he would sense this and turns to her, but as he does, the area around them changes as snow comes from behind Nezuko, rushing forward at Rui as if it was a blizzard. What is this? During the confusion and the buildup of the attack that Rui was watching, Tanjiro was able to get up and perform his own attack from the help of his past visions and memories. Nezuko rushes at Rui, yelling out, "Frost breathing, sixth form, snowstorm." Nezuko vanished into the air, and all of the ice and snow that was heading towards the demon, making it impossible for him to see or sense her. In his confusion, he spins around in many directions, but it's too late, as the blade of Nezuko was already in his throat. However, the strings around his head were keeping his head attached just for the moment. He was getting ready to strike down the small girl until he realized that he lost sight of Tanjiro, who was right behind him, but now he's gone. From behind him in a different area, he could hear this. "Hinokami Kagura, Dance of the Fire God." A dragon of flames followed the blade of Tanjiro and helped him cut through many of the strings that were blocking his path, and it helped him to cut the neck of Rui. It was a clash of flames and snow that the demon could not predict. It was a truly beautiful display of swordsmanship and technique. Rui then had his backstory explained and came to terms with everything here, as the two siblings would lay on the ground in pain from the strain of their bodies, and because of their injuries from the strings, neither of them could move. Hey Tanjiro, how do you think the others are doing? We go over to Zenitsu, who was laying on a small shack, dying from poison, and we see Inosuke, who was being choked by the spider demon. The insect and water Hashira would arrive to help everyone, as did many other people from the Demon Slayer Corps would arrive to tend to the injured and those who were still alive. In this battle, the sword of Tanjiro wasn't broken, so he'd be fine for now. Each of the siblings would be picked up and carried all the way back to the Slayer's headquarters, and when they woke up, they were in a meeting with all the Hashira. This time, not tied up though. Ubayashiki walks out and explains how these two are the only ones who have come into contact with Muzan and survived, which was unheard of. So he would ask them to explain their adventures to Tokyo, which they would do. And this is where the group would have their recovery and training arc. But this is also where I'm going to end the video. I was going to add the Mugen train arc, and I did write a little bit of it, but looking back at it and what I wrote, the story, well, nothing would change, as I believe the outcome would still be the same. So the next part will mostly be about the most recent arc in the anime, no, that's not the name of it. I'm trying to remember. I can't even remember, but it's the most recent arc in the anime. I hope you all have enjoyed today's video, and if you did, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as this is Zero, and I'll catch you all on the next one.